Three fears of the elderly. 99% of parents over 60 have the following fears. Welcome to Talk with John, your trusted space for real stories and smart advice for life after 60. Let's find out now. As we grow into our 60s and beyond, we often face some tough realities. Our kids aren't the little ones we used to care for. They have their own lives, their own families, and sometimes it's not the fairy tale scenario we imagined when we were younger. The role we once had as the center of their world can start to feel distant and in some cases a little out of reach. Today I'm going to share with you three common fears that many older adults experience in old age. These fears are real and sometimes they're tough to admit, but recognizing them is the first step toward finding peace and redefining those relationships in a healthier way. Trust me, you're not alone in this. So let's dive in and explore these three fears. 1. The first fear, the fear of our children facing difficult situations and not being able to help. Let's talk about the first fear, the fear that something might happen to our children and we can't be there for them like we used to. As parents, we've always had that role, haven't we? We've been the ones who wiped away the tears, gave advice, fixed problems, and let's be honest, sometimes just simply being there was enough to make them feel safe. But as they grow older and start leading their own lives, we might find ourselves standing on the sidelines, powerless. And that's a tough pill to swallow. Think about it for a second. Your adult child might go through a tough breakup, face job loss, or be overwhelmed by the pressures of life. And yet, no matter how badly you want to step in, to help, to make everything right again, there's a barrier. You can't fix it. You can't take the pain away. You might feel that ache deep in your heart, wanting so badly to protect them, to tell them everything will be okay, but they're not kids anymore. This fear can feel like an emotional weight on our shoulders. We love our kids and we want to see them happy and thriving, but when we can't step in the way we did when they were younger, it's unsettling. The hardest part is realizing that no matter how much experience we have, no matter how much wisdom we've accumulated, there's not much we can do. The thing is, our kids are adults now. They have their own strength, their own resilience, and they have to walk their own paths, even if it means stumbling along the way. I know this is difficult to accept. The protective instinct is still there, strong as ever. But here's the thing, we can't always fix things for them anymore. And sometimes that's okay. What we can do is offer emotional support, a listening ear, or some guidance if they ask for it. But the truth is they have to navigate some of these challenges on their own. That doesn't mean we're not there for them. It means we trust them to face these obstacles and come out stronger on the other side. Remember, as we age, we may start to realize that part of loving our children is letting them grow and face life's ups and downs without us stepping in to solve everything. It's a tough transition, no doubt, but it's part of the process. When you feel that fear rising, remind yourself, it's okay. You've done your part in raising them, and now it's time to let them shine and make their own choices. This fear can often lead to feelings of guilt, but don't let that take hold of you. You've equipped them with the tools they need. You've shared your wisdom, your love, and your strength. Now it's their time to shine, even if you can't always be the one to save the day. And trust me, they don't need you to save the day every time. They need you to support them, to love them, and to give them the space to handle things on their own. Next up, let's dive into the second fear, the fear of being a burden to our adult children. It's a common one, and it's something that many of us silently carry. 2. The second fear. Now let's dive into the second fear, the fear of becoming a burden to our children. This one is tough, right? As we age, we often worry about needing more help or attention from our children. We've always been the caregivers, the ones who did everything for them, but now the tables may have turned. Maybe you're not as mobile as you used to be, or there's a time when you need extra assistance with daily tasks. And the last thing you want to do is burden your children with the weight of your needs. I get it. This is a fear that sits deep in many of us, especially as we see our children moving forward with their own lives, careers, and families. We don't want to hold them back, to take up their time, or to become one more thing they have to worry about. It feels vulnerable, doesn't it? Needing someone, especially when you've spent so many years being the strong one. But here's the thing, our children love us. They truly do. And the more we try to protect them from the idea of needing help, the more we're robbing them of the opportunity to show us the love and care they have been taught. It's a delicate balance, isn't it? We don't want to feel like we're in the way, but at the same time, we need to accept that our children may want to be there for us in ways we haven't allowed before. You see, it's important to allow them to help us. It's not about losing our independence. It's about accepting that it's okay to lean on them sometimes, just as they leaned on us when they were younger. It might feel uncomfortable at first, but it's an essential part of the parent-child relationship. They may not always know how to ask or how much help we need, but if we open up about it, they can meet us halfway. You'd be surprised how much they want to care for you, even if it's hard for you to ask for help. The fear of being a burden is a feeling that many parents experience as they get older. But we need to remind ourselves that by allowing our children to help, we're not making them responsible for our lives. We're simply accepting their love in the way they can give it. And trust me, your children want to help. They want to show you that they appreciate all you've done for them. So don't be afraid to ask for what you need. If you need a little more assistance or simply want someone to chat with, reach out. Your children are there for you, just as you were there for them. You're not taking anything from them by accepting their care. You're giving them the chance to give back, to repay some of the love and support you've given them throughout the years. Next up, we're going to tackle the third fear, the fear of seeing the uncomfortable expressions on our children's faces when we speak. 3. The third fear, the fear of seeing discomfort on our children's faces. Now let's address the third fear, the fear of seeing discomfort on our children's faces when we talk. This one really hits home, doesn't it? As we grow older, we become more attuned to the subtle signs of stress or discomfort on our children's faces. It's almost like we can feel their unease when we say the wrong thing or ask for help, and it's incredibly painful to see that look. The worry is that we might be burdening them or pushing them away, and that makes us shut down even more. It's natural to want to protect our children from our struggles, and when we sense that they are uncomfortable, we often try to hide our true feelings, hoping to keep things light and breezy. We don't want to be a source of stress or sadness for them, and after all, they've got enough on their plate with their own families, jobs, and lives. But here's the thing, our children, no matter how old they are, still want to be there for us. They still love us. And while it might not always be easy for them to understand, it doesn't mean they don't care. What often happens is that we begin to assume what our children are thinking. Maybe they're annoyed, maybe they're tired of hearing about our aches and pains, or maybe they're not ready to hear us talk about our struggles. But here's the twist. Most of the time, these thoughts are just in our heads. They might not even feel the way we think they do. When you're a parent, you naturally develop this radar for your children's emotions. You notice the slightest shift in their tone or expression, and you start worrying about their reactions. It's an old habit from when they were younger, when their moods were our responsibility. But as adults, they can handle hearing the truth, even if it's tough. So what can we do about it? The answer is simple. Speak honestly, but with care. Acknowledge that there are things we're struggling with, but don't project guilt or worry onto them. If we approach our children with honesty and clarity, they're far more likely to respond with understanding and love. And remember, it's okay if the conversation isn't perfect. The key is to keep the lines of communication open. When we share our vulnerabilities with them, they see us as real people, not just parents. And that allows the relationship to deepen. It's also important to give our children the benefit of the doubt. Just because they may seem uncomfortable doesn't necessarily mean they are unwilling to help or listen. They might just be unsure of how to respond or what we need. By taking the initiative to share our feelings openly, we give them permission to show up for us in the way we need them to. It's a two-way street, and it's through honest communication that we find our way through. And you know what? The truth is, we might be surprised at how much our children want to be there for us. Yes, they may show discomfort from time to time, but that doesn't mean they don't love us. It's simply the growing pains of navigating a relationship that's evolved from being the caregivers to now becoming equals in the adult world. They're figuring it out just like we are. So the next time you sense discomfort, don't assume the worst. Speak up. Share your needs. Let them know you're there for them just as they are there for you, and trust that your relationship can continue to grow and thrive, even as you both adjust to this new chapter. embracing the changes, finding peace and acceptance. Now that we've discussed the three common fears we face as we grow older and navigate our relationships with our adult children, let's talk about how to find peace and acceptance amidst these fears. It's normal to feel anxious about these changes, but the key is to realize that life is constantly evolving. And as we grow older, we need to accept that the dynamics in our relationships will change as well. You see, when we were younger, we were the ones doing the caregiving, making decisions, and shaping our children's lives. We had a clear sense of control over their well-being. But as they become adults, the power dynamics shift. They take control of their own lives, and whether we like it or not, their choices no longer rely on our approval. This can feel like a loss of connection, and it can lead to feelings of loneliness, fear, and even guilt. But here's the truth. This is not the end of the relationship. It's just a new chapter. It's important to accept that we may not always be able to help or intervene in the way we once did. That's okay. What matters most is that we shift our focus from trying to control the relationship to simply being present in it. Instead of constantly worrying about our children's happiness or success, we should focus on our own well-being. Prioritize your peace of mind, your health, and your happiness. As you do this, you'll find that your relationships with your children can actually become stronger. When we stop trying to control every situation, we create space for a more balanced and fulfilling connection. One of the best ways to do this is by embracing a mindset of peace and understanding. Let go of the guilt that you're not doing enough or that you're not as involved as you once were. Your children are adults now, and they have their own journeys to follow. Just because you can't be as active in their lives doesn't mean that your love and support aren't valuable. Sometimes the best thing we can do as parents is to step back, show support from a distance, and trust that they are capable of handling their lives. This shift in perspective can lead to a newfound sense of freedom and peace for both you and your children. And don't forget that self-care plays a huge role in this process. When you focus on your own well-being, whether that's taking time for hobbies, nurturing friendships, or simply resting, you'll find that you have more energy and patience to offer in your relationship with your children. Being at peace with yourself helps you embrace the changes in your family dynamics without fear or resentment. It's also important to remember that your relationship with your children doesn't need to be defined by constant involvement. It's okay to take a step back and allow them to lead their lives. In doing so, you create a healthier relationship based on mutual respect and understanding. You'll also give them the opportunity to miss you, to appreciate your presence, and to deepen their connection with you on their terms. It's about quality, not quantity. As we embrace the changes that come with aging and with our children growing up, let's not forget the importance of our own happiness. Let go of the idea that you must be everything to your children. Instead, prioritize your own well-being and trust that this shift will ultimately strengthen your family bond in ways you never imagined. Your peace is just as important as anyone else's. 5. Conclusion and final advice. Let's take a moment to reflect on the three common fears that many older adults face in their relationships with their adult children. First, the fear of not being able to help when something goes wrong in their child's life. This can feel especially heavy when your children face struggles and you're not able to step in the way you once did. Second, the fear of being a burden. Constantly worried that you might be asking too much or taking up too much space in their lives. And third, the fear of upsetting your children. Walking on eggshells and feeling like you have to be overly cautious with every word just to keep the peace. These fears are real, and I understand how challenging they can be. But here's the thing, it's okay to feel these things, but you don't have to live in them. The first step in easing these fears is facing them head on. Recognizing that it's not your job to fix everything and that your children are capable of their own lives too. You've done your part, and now it's time to embrace your own happiness and well-being. So how can you reduce these fears? The answer is simple: self-care and open communication. Don't shy away from having honest conversations with your children about how you're feeling. Express your needs and desires, but also listen to theirs. This mutual understanding will strengthen your relationship and help you find peace. And here's the best part. Life after 60 is a time for new beginnings. It's not just about worrying over past mistakes or missed opportunities. It's a time to rediscover joy, to focus on what makes you happy, and to build a new relationship with your children that's healthy and fulfilling. Remember, you deserve to love yourself, to care for yourself, and to enjoy your life fully. Don't let fear or guilt hold you back from the joy you deserve. Whether it's nurturing the relationship with your adult children or embracing new passions and experiences, this is your time to shine. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever found yourself in a difficult situation with your adult children? How did you navigate it? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your story could be the key to helping someone else who's going through the same thing. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to stay connected. Let's keep this conversation going because we all deserve to live our best lives at any age. Thank you for watching the Talk with John channel. I'm John. See you in the next episode.